Greetings and salutations, I'm Rob Chapman, aka the Monkey Lord, and welcome to my Circadian Chronicle. Today I'm really excited, although it's absolutely freezing in my room because we just had about half a foot of snow and England has come to a standstill. So I'm sat here drinking my green juice, trying to stay warm while I demonstrate and show you this awesome new amplifier that I'm so excited about showing you. Now, this is a bit of a challenge video. I've never done this before, and I think it's a really cool idea. I'm challenging you, challenging YouTube, all of my friends, minions and countrymen, worldmen, to guess what this is. Now, as you can see, it says Zilla here, and what I've cunningly done is got in touch with my really good friend Paul at Zilla Cabs, and I said, Paul, could you mysteriously hide an amp of intrigue into an awesome looking Zilla case? And he said, affirmative, Chappers, I could do that for you. And we did it, and he did it for me, and so we have an awesome, mysterious head of awe and intrigue here. It could be anything at all. And a matching Zilla Cab Fat Boy. I've got two Fat Boys because they're my favourite speaker of choice. I've mic'd up the bottom one, just an SM57, straight into a Presonus Firebox into GarageBand. I'm not doing anything to the audio, it's just straight onto the editing software, Final Cut Pro. And I'm mixing a bit of this mic'd up cabinet with a little bit of camera audio, so the camera audio is acting like an ambient room mic. So I think this is really cool, and I'm excited to see what some of you some of you guys are very experienced players, what you think this might be. At the moment, the top guess, or the most sort of thumbed up guess, is an EVH head, but like a mini version. A lot of other people thought it might be a Mesa Boogie head. Many others of you thought it could be a Black Star head, and the sort of the final quantity of sort of majority of people voicing their opinion thought it could be a Kemper profiler in a head with a kind of power section as well. So who knows? Some of you could be right, or all of you could be wrong, and I'm not going to tell you until the very end of this video. So be a man or a woman and place your bets once you've heard me demonstrate it for you. I'm using, for the whole demonstration, a Chapman Guitars ML2. I'll be using coil tap clean tones as well as some crunch tones and some super high gain tones. Hardly any effects at all. I might add in a little touch of reverb, and for the lead tones maybe a bit of delay because I use that all the time on my pedal board. I've got Duncan distortion and then just a Chapman humbucker, Guitar Nouveau humbucker. So let's start with some classic British crunch type tones. as you can see, we got great functionality. I can kind of back off the volume knob, cleans up beautifully. Bring it in, it gets the gain. What you can't feel is this room shaking because I got it really cranked. Wanted to get that proper natural gritty British sound. So that's a little bit of coil tapped action for you. I'll snap it down to the humbucker in the neck and give you a backed off tone, and then I'll bring in the volume nicely. So. So I've got a little bit more gain, a little bit more volume, and a touch of reverb, just to kind of give it that warm, crunchy, British kind of vibe that I love and know you love. So here we go. Humbuckers in the neck position. So it's got crunch, it's got some kind of cleaner tones. Let's give it a proper full-on clean tone before I smack you around the ears with an awesome gain tone. Okay, there you go. So cleans and crunches ahoy. Now it's time to give you a great soaring lead tone and some chewy rhythmical kind of rock metal type stuff. And then in the comment section, whack your idea what you think it might be. And I'm about to let you know. So it's going to be very interesting. finally, take all the delay off, take all the reverb off, get rid of the crap, back off the gain a bit, a little bit more volume, and here is a good rock metal rhythm tone. Well, there you go. Hope you've enjoyed this demonstration of the mystery amp of mystery and intrigue. And I think you'll be intrigued and mysterious to find out that it's a Roland Cube. Yep, Roland Cube, not an EVH, not a Mesa Boogie, not a valve amp, a Roland Cube. To be specific, it's the 80XL, and what I've done, I just love this so much, what I did was convince Roland UK it would be a bitching idea to take an 80XL and stick it in a Zilla cab, head cab like this. Look how amazing that is. It's just been done so well. Now, this is exactly the same. There is zero difference between this and just a regular Roland Cube. You could stick a regular Roland Cube 80XL, like the one I've got right here, on top of the Zilla cab, and it would be the same amplifier. It's just driving an enclosure, you know. It's the same thing. So you might be surprised to find that out. What I discovered years ago when I really started demonstrating amplifiers, and this is the sort of the point of this video. What I discovered is that a lot of guitar players, including myself, listen with their eyes. Now that might sound a bit weird, but stay with me. You look at an amp, it looks all vintage and styly, and you're guessing and already thinking it's going to have that kind of British crunchy Fendery twang. Or you might look at an amp and think it's all modern shaped and kind of crisp contours and, I don't know, over-engineered Germanic. It's going to have high saturated gain. And it's a real risk you run doing that, because the second you start listening with your eyes, you're influencing your ears, and you hear things that aren't there. Happens all the time. So this was a great example of two things. The first thing is how incredible a Roland Cube can sound. And by the way, this is the 80XL, but it could be the 40. It would sound exactly the same. I know because I've tried this. This is just louder, so I can gig with it. But the 40XL is the same deal. All I've used here were essentially three settings of a possible many. I used the regular JC Clean, I used the Classic, which I believe is based upon an M-type amplifier, and I used the Metal Stack, which I guess is based upon a 5150. I was careful not to use too much gain, because I think a lot of these amps are voiced with way too much for the kids that love the gent, lol. I used the plate reverb, not the spring, I use a little tiny bit of delay occasionally, and I use lots of presence, because if you're playing in your bedroom through the little 1x12 speaker that it comes with, they've specifically voiced it to be present already. So you want a lot more presence in the mix if you're driving a 412, and you can do that without any alteration, because at the back of this cube there is an external speaker hole for your cable. So there you go. I'm sure some of you are quite surprised. I hope you enjoyed this demonstrazione. I want to say a couple of thank yous. First, thank you to my good friend Jamie at Roland UK. Thank you so much for being awesome enough to say yes to my crazy idea. I want to say a massive thank you to Zilla Cabs, who without their wondrous engineering knowledge, none of this would be possible at all. And by the way, this cab has the Roland Cube speakers in it. So, and it sounds great with either cab, just different. And so I did a bit of experimentation, and I preferred the speakers in my regular Fat Boy down here, which are just Celestion Vintage 30s. But it sounded great with this as well, just a little bit more toppy. In a band mix, when you're cutting through all the filth that the bass player's whacking down, this actually sounded really better in my ears. But when you're playing at home, I preferred the sound of the Vintage 30s. So another sort of thing it goes to show you is that speakers make a huge difference to a sound. So Roland Cube, hero and a half shell right now. If you wanted to get this and do it yourself, I don't know if you can. I mean, you'd need to speak to Zilla Cabs, speak to Paul and say, hey Paul, can you do me a shell? Now I know that they do heads like this all the time, because I've got one for my Tiny Terror. So if you've got a Roland Cube at home and you want them to take the guts out and put it into one, give them a call, speak to them about it. If you want to do it with an HT5 or you want to do it with any amp you've got, they can shell it and make it look really, really super nice like this one. And yeah, just a general thank you to Roland for allowing me to do this. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and comment. And the next video will be tomorrow. Take it easy guys. Chappers out.